The satisfaction you get from just achieving all of the trophies in a game is perhaps all the motivation you need to platinum a game, but there are definitely some games that make you work harder than others. Evil Dead the game, rest in peace, is one of those games. Being a multiplayer-centric game already makes trophy grinding a chore since you have to rely on more than just your skills. Who you're playing with or against has a huge impact on the process. There are two modes when playing online, as one of the 4 survivors or as a demon seeking to kill them all. There's a very steep learning curve when it comes to playing as the latter, as you must be strategic with your enemy placement and abilities, given you find the survivors in the first place. What makes Evil Dead the game difficult is that you must win 30 matches as a demon to earn the Armageddon trophy, and effortless evil requires you to win a match without using one of your most powerful abilities, spawning a boss unit. Not exactly groovy. While Evil Dead the game is mechanically difficult, Star Ocean: The Last Hope is just a typical grind of 450 to 1000 hours. Not asking for much. Not only does The Last Hope require you to beat the game multiple times on each of its difficulties for certain trophies, but this lengthy RPG also features missable collectibles. Yay! Maybe that's why they made completing the game on different difficulties a necessity. Crash Bandicoot 4 also has missable collectibles, while also maintaining that nostalgic difficulty you'd come to expect from its series. To obtain a completion rate of 106%, you must beat each level without dying even once, while collecting all of the aforementioned collectibles. Not to mention, you also need to have near perfect time trial speeds. I remember watching my older sister play Tetris Axis on the 3DS, watching her little me dancing on the bottom of the screen. Never in my life would I have thought, yeah, I could see myself sweating the entirety of the Dead Sea playing a game like this. Tetris Effect for the PS5 has one trophy literally titled Seriously, requiring the player to get an SS rank wherever they can. Each level, each challenge, each mode, each zone, each area, probably even when they're on the title screen. Ninja Gaiden was difficult then and is difficult now. 2009 Sigma 2 requires you to beat the main campaign 7 times once on the hardest difficulty. Seems pretty standard as far as platinum grinding goes, but Sigma 2 also has 35 online missions you need to be with someone who is either as skilled as you, is patient with your low skill, or just as panicky as you are. The PS4 edition does allow you to play with a bot as your teammate, but that only makes the online missions less tedious, not any easier. It goes without saying that just playing Super Meat Boy normally is difficult enough, but playing through the entirety of the harder version of the final world without dying even once is equal to writing a personal letter to the devil that you want a first-class ticket to hell. Completing challenges or the hardest difficulty while not dying once seems to be a common theme in most games' platinum journey, as this also applies to Wolfenstein's 2 Mein Leben, where your save file will be wiped upon dying once, and Devil May Cry 5's aptly titled Hell and Hell mode, where you must get an S rank on every mission, in which enemies can kill you in one touch. And because it's an S rank, that means you still have to be stylish in your gameplay and combos. No cheesing. Getting all of the achievements in a fighting game is an unusual choice, since the grind is already inherent through climbing up the ranks online. Street Fighter V ties one of its trophies, Let's Fight Someone Strong, to reaching the Gold League. If you're an avid fighting player, this may be quick work. But if you're a completionist who decides to sink their teeth into a fighting game, get ready for blood, sweat, and tears. Me? I still need to get 1 million in fight money. In the same vein, but even deeper, the Elder Scrolls Online Platinum Trophy grind also requires the player to reach a certain elite class in its rankings. But it's not a league as paltry as gold, of course not. You legitimately have to be the #1 player in the world. Your name has to be smack dab at the top of the leaderboards, utilizing friends, strategy, and much of your life to do so. Have fun completing various activities, avoiding death, and killing monsters to become #1. Do you have rhythm? Well, I hope you do, because Crypt of the Necro Dancers Platinum requires you to beat the game 9 times in a row, once with each of its characters. Not only that, you have to do so without picking up a single item. And no items means no upgrades of any sort, no weapons, and no healing if you happen to make a mistake. Lose yourself to the music, or else you might lose something more than just your sanity.